Tropical depression Henner has formed off the east coast of Luzon Monday morning. This took place as that center of circulation starting to tighten up, and Pagasa does expect this to move off towards the west, making landfall around Isabela as we go ahead Monday night into early Tuesday morning. So let's talk about this storm system, break it down, and not only the impacts near the center, but the broader impacts as this moves off towards the west. I'm meteorologist Robert Spett. If you like these updates, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and check out our Patreon. Link is down below. Now, here's a look at satellite imagery. This is visible, so this is what you see in the daylight from the satellite from space. And I like it because it's easy to pick up low-level clouds when you're talking about visible satellite imagery. And look right in here. Watch there. There's your spin. There it is. You see it? It's kind of hard to see, but I'll get rid of my little arrows there. Right between the cloud tops, low-level circulation was a bit exposed there on Monday. Let's watch this loop through one more time together. And yeah, you can see that low-level circulation there, but the closer this is getting to the coast, we're seeing the clouds kind of hit the mountains of the Sierra Madres back up over the low-level center. And this does provide some convection, but it also is telling me the mountains are already kind of having an interaction on this, and that should help to keep it relatively weak as it does near landfall going ahead into tonight and over towards tomorrow. So thus I wouldn't expect rapid intensification. It's just too close to land, but still got a lot of rain in our forecast. The Cagayan River, the Magat Dam already opened up 2 floodgates yesterday, and the water levels, they're rising with that, but I think it's pretty smart that they already started to release that water just in case they get a deluge out there. They're trying to kind of get ahead of the curve here, so smart outlook from the Magat Dam, but doesn't take away the fact that there is probably going to start to see some flooding here as we go ahead through our Tuesday. Signal Force 1 is in place across a good portion of central and northern Luzon. The further north you go, the higher that chance that you're going to see Signal Force 2. But I would be surprised if you get up to 3. As mentioned, though, it's not so much about the Signal Force warning. It's really about the amount of rainfall that we have in our forecast here. So let's break that down with our fantastic graphics from Metro Weather's Weatherscape. First off, we still have Babinka back towards the north. I do want to remind you about that. We also have Pulusan back towards Guam and the Mariana Islands, bringing in heavy rainfall. And all of this is almost attached to each other with this big old fat monsoonal gyre that has been dominating the Western Pacific, which feels like, I got to go back and look at my updates, for about a month now. And this is continuing to be the main control for the weather here. A little high pressure right in there. So our area is probably going to just kind of rudge along the southern periphery of that, moving off towards the west while we continue to see our river of moisture, our monsoonal inflow impact a good portion of southwestern Luzon, western areas of Visayas. Now, as this moves west towards Hainan and Vietnam and the other storm, Pulusan moves towards Okinawa. Overall, this monsoonal flow is going to lift towards the southwest, towards the north. So basically think of it, kind of like a clock going backwards, circulating around that center point of our low pressure. Further west it goes, the more that's going to lift off here. So that means for now, the heaviest of the rain, of course, where that center is, but across parts of Mindoro, over here towards places like Rojan, and also even back towards the west out here. So, yeah, I mean, see 30 degrees out there in Porto. You're still going to be looking at scattered showers. Let's zoom in over towards Manila, though. We got plenty of rain in our forecast out there. And then the further north you go, as I mentioned, that flood advisory in place for the Cagayan Valley. 30 degrees, even off towards Cagayan, places like Apari, all going to get that rainfall. But the mountains are going to disrupt this storm system. Make no doubt about it. Actually, I like this graphic. We can peer through the clouds. Just take a look at the wind barbs as we look ahead. And I like how this kind of shows what I'm talking about here. Not only our center bumping up against the Sierra Madre Mountains, but almost splitting already, Luzon, splitting our storm and causing it to reform on the western side of Luzon. So it almost just rips it apart, these mountains here, which, if we were talking about a low-lying delta area, we almost would have a brown ocean effect, meaning that the storm could still kind of gather some energy over land. But thankfully, both mountains, west and east coast, just absolutely tearing this storm system apart. Now, with that said, that does act like somebody squeezing a sponge. And if you have water in your hand, a towel, and you wring it out, it's all going to fall down. That is the case here with this storm system pushing overhead, and still could create some areas 100 to maybe 150 millimeters of rainfall as we go ahead through our Tuesday and over towards Wednesday. But I think the bigger rain event is going to come later this week, heading into the weekend, as our storm reforms on the west coast, pulls towards the west, and then we start to see this whole monsoonal flow lift towards the north, and that is going to increase those showers not only for Manila but places like Subic, Pangasinan, extending all the way back towards Ilocos Norte. On top of that, you're going to be still looking at scattered showers even shifting off towards the north there. So there's multifaceted impacts here from the initial of the storm, and then that Habagat, or the river there, coming in from behind. Let's actually take a look rainfall accumulation for back towards Palawan and into western Visayas. You know, it actually, I still think some areas of Mindoro could see an additional 200 to 300 millimeters. So they're getting plenty of that inflow, and that's also we're going to see some heavier rainfall. All right, so if you want to take a ferry, you want to go fishing, I think it's a bad idea unless you're in a protected inlet on both coasts, because there's just so much happening here from our storm systems off towards the east, our storm system towards the west. Even traveling via plane, make sure you check those flights for cancellations or anything like that, because we have 3 active systems. There's a lot of cloud cover, a lot of convection taking place today. So I hope everybody's staying smart and staying safe, and I hope these updates help. If they do help, check out our Patreon. Link is down below. It really goes a long way. Of course, you know, we're always trying to make these new updates, trying to make these graphics better, and your guys' support really does help out a lot. So that's all I got for today. If you have any questions, though, please let me know. I try my best to answer them. I know I don't get to them all, but I truly do try my best to give you guys some updates, give you guys some information. And if you would like a live update, let me know that too. I usually try to make these so everybody can access them. Not everybody has a good enough internet for streaming live updates, and this is why I usually stick to the recorded ones over the course of about 5 to 10 minutes. It's something that even people with low bandwidth can maybe get access to. All right, that's all for today, though. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there. Bye.